So I had another video planned for today because I knew that I would be driving over this weekend. I was driving back from Sydney, which is about a 10-hour drive. And in the middle of this drive, I found out just this morning, actually, that a couple of have gone and started another war. And I am so over this. I am so over it. And I'm guessing that you are too. So I'm going to put that video aside. I mean, the last thing that I felt like doing after a long drive is setting up my studio and recording another video. But that's what we're doing because nobody wants this. We've seen this before. It's just like an old movie playing out again. We all know how it ends. And personally, I'm bored of it. It's so boring. So I wanted to make this video not in a state of anger, which is where I have been. We're going to neutralize that because if you're feeling the way I'm feeling, we've got to come from a neutral place. And of course, the way we do that is through I am. So I'm going to share with you how I neutralized what I was feeling after I kind of heard about it and read a bit more about it and saw what's going on. And so that's the other thing I want to mention is do not let this distract you. Do not let this activate your fear. This is the purging of the old states of consciousness, and it can be very challenging to remember that. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to activate the heart grid. I've actually been thinking about this one for a while and I haven't done it, and I thought, you know what, today I've got to do it. So we're going to activate the heart grid. Anyone who is watching this video, it's really important that you participate in this because this heart grid is based on us coming together and doing it together, and that's what we're going to do. And it doesn't matter when you're watching this video because everything's happening now. So as soon as you watch this video, you can activate the heart grid, and the stronger the heart grid, the easier this is going to feel. The more protected, the more safe you're going to feel within what is happening within this 3D reality. But this heart grid is going to anchor you into that I am frequency, and you'll be able to tune into it at any time, anywhere, and remember that you are not alone in this. There is a higher purpose to all this, and this heart grid will just help to hold you in that as we traverse this dismantling of the old states of consciousness and the clearing out of these. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to skip my intro and we're going to get straight into it because as I said, I just got home from a 10-hour drive. I got to unpack. I got stuff to do, but I felt it was really important to activate this heart grid at this particular point in time. I'm just like, we're going to neutralize this because, as you know, we don't want to be acting from places of resistance. And when I found out about this, I really was in a lot of resistance and just a lot of anger because I'm just like, this is just so boring. But anyway, so the way we do this is, of course, we've got to take it first. Before we do anything, we've got to take our resistance, take our judgments, and give it to I am. So that's what I did. And of course, what that looks like is I am starting another war. Okay. Now, once I've claimed it with I am, I'm now in command of the story, because as long as they are then there's not much I can do with that. But when I'm then there's a lot I can do with that. And of course, that's why there's nothing that anyone can ever say to me or about me that can ever offend me. All I'm going to do with it is put I am in front of it, and that's going to make me more whole and more in command of the story. And then, of course, I'm going to choose a more preferred outcome to that story. So I actually did look up what is the opposite of a and it was kind of cool because, I hope you don't mind me swearing, but that's just where I'm at today. It said, based on the context of a being an extremely unpleasant, annoying, or rude person, which would be a serious understatement considering the we're talking about, the opposite would be somebody characterized by kindness, intelligence, and consideration. Correct, which we are not seeing in these people. And some of the antonyms are absolute legend, total sweetheart, gentlewoman, kind soul, a mensch, a class act, in short, a wonderful person. So that's what we're claiming. I did love the absolute legend. So we're going from I am who's starting another war to I am an absolute legend who is creating a completely new reality and new timeline that has nothing to do with what we're seeing in 3D. And of course, I'm not talking about Hedley, I'm talking about I am. Remember, I am is the one who can take all of this from us, and I am is the one who can create something entirely different from what we're seeing. You, as second person in your reality, you do not do anything. You are the one who chooses. And then you take the action that is given to you or inspired through you. So do not mistake this second person, meaning Hedley or your name, as the one who is. I am is. And yes, I am is. And I am is an absolute legend. And then you get to choose which version of I am you are choosing to see and experience in your reality. And of course, we know here which one that is. And in short, that is a wonderful person, of course, an ode to Neville Goddard. And isn't it wonderful that we are manifesting a completely new reality, and we are seeing the end of this old states of consciousness. We're purging the old shit out, and we're entering into a new age, a new dimension, a new state of consciousness, and a new experience of leadership and authority, which has nothing to do with what we're seeing in the 3D and what we have seen in the 3D. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now, as we move into that new dimension, that new state of consciousness, obviously there is a dismantling of the old, and that is what we are seeing. And that dismantling can be very, very inconvenient. It can be very uncomfortable, and it can ignite fear and anger and all of those lower states that you want to be in command of. So as you saw with me in this video, because I'm still processing this, and usually I don't talk about things that I'm still processing, but this is obviously time sensitive, you want to be in command of those states. You don't want to let those states run or rule you. And the way you do that is you give them to I am. I am angry. I'm furious. I'm sad. I am scared. And then you can be in command of those states and choose a new one, which you can then enter into from a place of neutrality and not resisting the current state. Also be aware that those emotions and feelings are very powerful. Do not throw them away. You want to be in command and control of your energy, which is not to suppress your emotions, but to be in command of them, to be aware of them, to use them wisely, to filter them through so that you can actually generate the energy from them rather than being victim to them. So now what we're going to do is we are going to activate the heart grid, which is something that came to me a while ago, and I've been meaning to make this video for some time. And by activating the heart grid, you will feel a lot more protected, a lot safer, because we will all be participating in it. So the process is very, very simple. You can do this with your eyes open. So if you're listening to this and you can't close your eyes, then that's fine. If you are in a place or a position where you can close your eyes, I would recommend doing that. I think it would just make it more powerful. But all we are doing is we are removing the energy or the attention awareness from reality. And that's why it does help to close your eyes. So bringing your attention inwards, bring it first into your body, and you can imagine it being like strings that you're pulling in or ropes that you're pulling in, and just imagine yourself pulling in your awareness from the current reality and bringing all of your attention into your body and placing your attention or awareness at your heart. And by placing your awareness at your heart, you're activating the heart frequency, which is one of the most powerful frequencies because it brings the lower energy centers and the higher energy centers together. And it's that neutral point in the body. So bringing your attention into your body and placing it at your heart, you're activating that heart frequency. And I just want you to hold your awareness here at your heart until you can feel that your awareness is on your heart. And that may feel like a very subtle vibrating, a warmth, just kind of an awareness that your attention is at your heart. And once you have your attention there, I want you to place the words I am over your heart. And by placing I am over your heart, you're activating the I am frequency at your heart. And again, just notice how that feels. Notice what that feels like. I am at your heart. So this frequency, this I am frequency that is combined with the heart frequency, it combines in the form of light. And you're feeling that light at your heart grow brighter and brighter and brighter in all directions. So in front of you, to the left of you, to the right of you, behind you, beneath you, above you. It's kind of like the sun at your heart. And the rays of that light start to expand out in all directions. Now, because we're all in this together and we're all here in various points of the world, what you're going to find is as you direct those rays of light from your heart outwards, they will start to connect with other rays of light who are currently participating in this activation. Because there will be approximately 1,000 people doing this at whatever time that is, maybe 2,000, and we are all over the world. And so as you are imagining those rays of light expanding outwards, they start to connect with other rays of light that are coming in all different directions. And just allow each of the rays of light that are emanating from your heart in all directions, allow them to connect with all these other rays of light. And you'll start to see in your imagination a kind of grid forming. And because we are all located at various points all over the planet, it forms a web, it forms a grid, and it goes all around the world. Now notice how the world, the planet, is contained within this heart grid, this grid of light. Now, what this does, remember, the heart is the neutral point. So what we are doing by activating this grid, which is from the heart center of each of us, we are actually neutralizing the energy. And of course, this is going over all of the hotspots. Your light will be connecting with somebody else's light over on the other side of the world, and it'll cross over, kind of like flight paths. If you have ever seen like a map of all the flight paths, and you can see how all of these lines are crossing over each other. So that's what we're doing with our attention and awareness right now. It's just the same thing. We're just doing it in imagination. And of course, imagination is the one and only reality, and reality is the reflection of that. So we are actually activating a neutralizing grid of light that is imbued with the frequency of I am. And that grid is holding the planet in that frequency. It's neutralizing any hotspots where there's been an overexertion of energy, or the energy is too high or too hot, there's a lot of heat. We're bringing that down, and the grid can actually neutralize that excess of positive energy. Based on the I am, which the grid is infused with, I am is the infinite observer. Now, when you place something into I am, because I am is the infinite positive, then what must be and what must unfold will be for the highest good of all. And I always say to my clients, often when they're working in I am and then they go out into the reality and it looks and appears like the opposite happens, it is always exactly what is meant to happen that is the most efficient and effective way to get them to where they truly want to go. It's amazing how it works, but you have to be willing to trust I am. We're not even conditioning I am, which means that whatever needs to unfold, whatever needs to clear out, can be cleared out in the most efficient and effective way. So this is the heart grid, and now that it's activated, all you have to do to connect into it whenever you want, wherever you want, is just bring your attention to your heart, place I am over your heart. You'll see that heart grid just immediately appear, and you'll be able just to connect into it. And that will also help you to feel safe. It'll help you to feel protected. It'll help to feel like you are part of something greater. You do not have to go through this or manage this on your own. You can trust that what is unfolding is for the highest good of all, and it is imbued with that heart frequency. Okay, it's as easy as that. So I would encourage everybody to tune into that heart grid and contribute to it with your beautiful I am awareness. And also I would encourage you to watch that video as well that I did a couple of days ago, Tell Them. Can't remember exactly what it was, but it was Go and Tell Them. I'll put it up here, and I would encourage everyone to go and watch that, because rather than looking at what's going on in reality, you want to be spending more time in your imagination and correcting things at the level of imagination, because as you know, imagination is the one and only reality, and reality is the reflection of imagination. And this, yes, is a collective purging of the old states of consciousness that no longer serve us, that can no longer hold us, that can no longer stay with us as we move into this new iteration of the human experience. So sit tight, hold firm, activate the heart grid whenever you need, and just know you're not alone in this. So thank you for contributing to that. I'm now going to go and unpack and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye.